thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Briefing. A bipartisan bill has been introduced in the House of Representatives that would increase the federal penalty for bomb threats and other threats of violence against religious institutions. The bill, Combating Antisemitism Act of 2017, has been introduced by David Kostoff, a Republican from Tennessee, and Derek Kilmer, a Democrat from Washington. This comes days after an Israeli-American teen was arrested in suspicion of being responsible for over 100 threatening phone calls targeting Jewish institutions in the United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Federal officials have been investigating the 122 total bomb threats that have been called into Jewish organizations in over 36 states since January 9th. They are also investigating the wave of vandalism at Jewish cemeteries, including in St. Louis, Missouri, Philadelphia, and Rochester, New York. Rabbi Yigal Levinstein has apologized for his comments regarding female soldiers by saying that his comments were taken out of context and that it wasn't right to denigrate female soldiers. However, he did defend the idea behind his comments by saying that, quote, women have been taken hostage by the feminist movement, end quote. Levinstein currently heads a religious pre-army academy at the Hesder Yeshiva in the West Bank. He's been caught on tape telling academy graduates that women who enter the army are driven crazy and are no longer Jews by the time they finish their service. Last year, Levinstein was also heavily criticized for referring to homosexuals as deviants. For his comments, the rabbis received widespread condemnation across the political spectrum, including a call for his resignation from Minister of Defense Avigdor Lieberman. New footage has just been released of the tragic demolition of the Bedouin village of Al-Hiran 2 months ago. In the 30-second video shot from a distance, the order not to shoot can clearly be heard despite the constant sound of a car horn. 2 months ago, Yaqub Musa Abu Al-Kiyan was shot by police before his car slammed into an officer, Erez Levi, during a protest ahead of the evacuation of the village. The village of Umm-Al-Hiran in the Negev was to be replaced with a Jewish town. A Justice Ministry police internal investigation found that there is no evidence to suggest that this was a terror attack, and that the police did not act according to protocol. A police autopsy conducted on Al-Kiyan found that police bullet hit him in his right knee, causing him to lose control of his car, subsequently hitting Officer Levy, killing both men. Minister of Public Security Gilad Erdan quickly described the incident as a terror attack, but later said he would apologize if the ministry's internal police internal investigations department could prove that he had made a mistake. As of yet, he has not apologized. Yaqub Musa Abu Al-Kiyan, 47, was a school teacher and leaves behind a wife and 12 children. Sergeant Major Erez Levi has been described as an outstanding officer, known for his managerial abilities and friendliness. He leaves behind a widow. A new study by a peer-reviewed journal in the United States has just indicated that dogs are apparently not the only animals to have been evolved by human domestication. The report shows that as early as 15,000 years ago in the Middle East, mice have been living in our homes. Focused on a site in the Jordan Valley settled by the ancient Natufian civilization of hunter-gatherers, the researchers found that the evidence of the ratio between wild mice and house mice varied widely between different prehistoric periods. Scientists have long thought that man's transformation to an agriculture-based sedentary lifestyle was when we first had an effect on the local animal populations. But according to a co-author of the study, quote, the research provides the first evidence that as early as 15,000 years ago, humans were living in one place long enough to impact local animal communities, resulting in the dominant presence of house mice, end quote. Basically, house mice were common thousands of years prior to earlier estimates, and were present in hunter-gatherer villages long before agriculture reared its head. This evidence was found when researchers studied various molar shapes of fossilized mice teeth from as far back as 200,000 years ago. Starting yesterday in Greece, pilots from Israel, Greece, the United States, Italy, and the United Arab Emirates are taking to the skies together for a joint Air Force exercise. This is the second time the UAE has participated in exercises like this with the Jewish state, despite not having any formal ties. According to the Hellenic Air Force, the 11-day iniohos drill will consist of complex air operations that include naval and ground forces as well. The idea behind the drill, at least for Israeli pilots, is to gain experience flying in geographic environments not found in the tiny Jewish state. It also affords Israel a chance to improve diplomatic ties with places like the UAE that the country may not have otherwise. That being said, progress has already been made with the Gulf state Bahrain, as last November the Director General of the Foreign Ministry, Dori Gold, went to open the first diplomatic mission in Abu Dhabi, which is a part of the United Arab Emirates. That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.